EGM Network.
Hi, welcome to Silver Linings. I am one of your hosts. I'm here with my friend Raul Perez, who is my co-host, and we get to be here in this show and in this studio every other week and bringing good news and silver linings to our community. And today is no different. And in the studio today, we are happy to be having a conversation with Kathy Lindsey of the Mental Health Collaborative here in Indian River County. And she's going to be educating us on things that are coming up that are free to the community and why it's important. And Raul's going to grill her like he's, in court. And we're going to learn something today. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed, indeed.
Yes, thank you for coming onto the show.
I'm ready for you. I've spent a lot of time in the courtroom.
Okay.
He's like, let's rumble, right? So tell our audience and our listeners a little bit about who you are, your role at the collaborative, and what is the collaborative mission and goals, and then kind of a loose look at what we're going to talk about today.
Okay. As you said, my name's Kathy Lindsey. I am the program specialist at the Mental Health Collaborative of Indian River County. And what we do there is we help people gain connections in the community. If you are looking for a therapist or a psychologist or a group or something like that, and you don't know where to turn, you can call our office. We will get your information of what you're looking for, find out what your payer source is, if you have insurance, if you're cash pay, if you need assistance filing for something that might help you get payment, which I'll cover that in a minute. But and then we will help connect you to somebody who could help meet your needs. We also, one of my jobs is I help people file for hospital district coverage, which can help them get coverage at a few of the organizations in town like TCCH, Mental Health Association, Whole Family Health, VNA, New Horizons. They can get coverage so that they can get their counseling and things maybe through them.
That's no easy feat.
No,
right?
It's not. Yeah. And I also help people file for Medicaid and SNAP, and I help people file for disability, which is definitely not an easy feat. No. I also help coordinate programs there at the Mental Health Collaborative, which this what we're going to talk about today is one of those. I also help coordinate mental health first aid throughout the community and teen mental health first aid, which has some slim parameters of where we can do that, but I think it's a great program, and we've been fortunate to be able to do it with Boys and Girls Club, charter school, and then we have some other places that are looking at letting us do that. GYAC has done it there. It's a great program for teens.
Yeah, they have enough struggle as it is organically in their day-to-day life, and often not having the tools or the guidance.
Yeah, it's like mental health first aid is like CPR for mental health. It just kind of gives you the tools to help somebody if you see them struggling. Know maybe kind of what you could say or when you might need to refer them to, especially with the teens, it's like, when do they need to go talk to a trusted adult?
Right.
When do you maybe need to get them to go a little bit farther and have the trusted adult decide, do we need to call in somebody to talk to them, or do we need to encourage their families to take them to see somebody?
And if those tools aren't in place, those kids carry all that on their own shoulders, which
I think it's one of my favorite programs that we do. What we're talking about today is about 3 years ago, we teamed up with Sunrise Rotary. If you don't know about Rotary, it's an international program, service program, and the international president every year picks a topic that means a lot to them that they want to cover that year. They would like people to cover. And 3 years ago or 4 years ago, it was mental health. I forget who the international president was then, but they were very interested in getting mental health services throughout the world. And so at that point, some of my friends who are in Sunrise Rotary I don't think I was at the time. I was in Sunrise Rotary. I'm in Sunset Rotary now. Um, um, their president said, I'd really like to do something with this topic. And they said, well, let's talk to Kathy and see what maybe they could do. So then we talked to Wes and we formed a committee and we ended up doing this. Our first year, we had a lady come who had written a book about suicide because she had several suicides in her family. Meg Kistner was her name. And that was very good. The next year we did teens and screen time and spending time on social media and the effects of that.
I hear that
And then-
topic come up a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a hot topic issue
Yeah.
recently with recent court rulings.
Yes.
And I don't know if you picked up on it, but they started putting out advertising for what appears like class action lawsuits in that range. So, I mean, it's definitely something that I think should be talked about more. So, I think it's definitely affected a lot of the younger population.
I agree.
And unfortunately, it hasn't been all good.
No. No. I mean, I think there are a lot of great things about the internet.
Sure.
Makes life a lot easier for a lot of things, but also there are some difficulties there. I don't think, a lot of these kids, they don't even have social skills. So, I when I think about what my life was back like a very long time ago, when I was a teen, it doesn't look like it does for them now. And I feel sad for them because I enjoyed my teen years. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Out and moving.
This year it's on seniors and we're calling it the Vibrant Years, Live Well, Age Well. We have some really good topics that we're going to be speaking about. We have a panel that's going to be speaking about these topics. And then we're going to have vendors. We have like 19 vendors who are going to be there handing out information. People, when they come in, when they register, they get a little paper. And if they go and visit all of the vendors, because the paper gets little stamps on it, they get entered into a raffle because all the vendors are bringing things to hand out. And last year, it was amazing. I ended up splitting it into 2 raffles. And this year, if it's what we had last year, I'm going to pare that down to maybe 3 or 4 because, vendors were bringing like $50 gift cards and all kinds of, books and flowers and, really, really nice stuff.
Lovely giveaway.
It wasn't just like pens and pads that had their name on it. So
this is one of the community initiatives that the Mental Health Collaborative partners with to create. And I know that it is just one.
Yes.
You do a multitude of different avenues where you get involved, and you touched on a couple that, are your favored and the active ones that have had more highlights recently than others. A lot of people don't know what the Mental Health Collaborative is. So if they wanted to come by and learn more about it, where are you located, and is that something that can be done? Do you prefer it to be done through an appointment? Do you have volunteer needs? What kind of things?
We don't have volunteer needs at this point. We're located at 2345 14th Avenue, Suite 5.
Central Bureau.
You're certainly welcome to stop by, but there are times that we are all at different things, and so you might get there and maybe there won't be anybody there. That doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen from time to time. But you can always call and arrange to come in. Our number is 772-217-3663.
Okay.
Feel free to give us a call. You have somebody who needs some of our services, call and we'll connect you with the person that can help there. We do a lot of different things in the community. Our executive director, Wes Salmons, is always looking for ways where we can help and collaborate with groups to do things. We, of course, attend all the little health fairs and all those kinds of things.
Of course.
But we really are kind of spreading ourselves around in the community.
You have, and I've been seeing more and more conversations about your organization and hearing more and more partnerships. Well, soft partnerships, not like on a financial level or something of that sort, but community initiative partnerships where you're coming out and you're doing more in the community, whether it's servicing the geriatric population with information or providing solutions that partner with our school district, or in this case, our general, student population in the specific clubs that they're with. And, the focus and goal is mental health correct? Because obviously it's in the name, Mental
Mhm.
Health Collaborative, but so is the fact that you're collaborating.
Yes.
Collaborative is in there.
Yes.
How long has the organization existed?
Gosh, I don't know exactly. I'm thinking in its early stages, I'm thinking it's like 15 or 16 years. I think we've been at our office, actual office thing, like 10 years. I've been there. It'll just soon be 5 years that I've been there. Brett Hall was the first executive director, and he's been gone about 3 years now. I think Wes has been there 3 years now, a little over 3 years. So, we're just kind of, and Wes has a lot of great ideas. He's one of those people who he's when in a meeting and people start talking about something that maybe is a stumbling block for something, his mind right away starts working on how can we fix that. So
I like that. I've had the
Yes.
honor of working with Wes before on some projects, as well as Brett, his predecessor. So I am often enamored at how quickly things can start shifting and moving when the collaborative gets involved. Now, before we delve into the real reason we all kind of got together today, do you mind if we take a small break, Raul, and we'll come back?
Let's do that.
All right, excellent. We'll be right back.
Healthy retirement starts at Treasure Coast Community Health. Short waits, easy scheduling, on-site services, wellness visits, chronic care management, and same-day sick visits. Call 772-257-8224 or visit tcchinc.org.
The Blue Angels are back at the Vero Beach Air Show, presented by Piper Aircraft Inc. Feel the power of the Blue Angels Saturday and Sunday. The Vero Beach Air Show, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. Tickets at VeroAirShow.com.
Welcome to 9 to 5, the musical, where the coffee's strong and the women are stronger. And their boss, Mr. Hart, well, he's a little high-strung, shall we say? Based on the smash hit movie 9 to 5, the musical is a hilarious story of female friendship and delightful revenge. Come meet the whole gang. 9 to 5 is now playing at the beautiful Riverside Theater in Vero Beach. Get your best tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
At Evergreen Media, we know the people, the businesses, and the work needed to take your marketing to the next level. We know where locals go to shop, work, and have fun.
We're here to focus on your local advertising so you can focus on your business. This is our home. This is our business. Evergreen Media. We market, you grow.
We are back. It's painless. I'm grateful. But before we return to our conversation, I want to say a huge thank you to our show sponsor. We would not be able to come on as often as we do, sharing the silver linings of our community, if it wasn't for the support from Dill Evans and Rhoda Back and Sebastian. They are a family attorney group. They also specialize in trusts and real estate deals. If you ever have a need, please consider reaching out to them. They've been in our community over 40 years, and I have no doubt they'll treat you like family. They'll treat you like they treat me. On that note, we're back. And thank you again, Kathy. We take that little break. We're appreciative of our commercial sponsors and our show sponsors, but without them, the show wouldn't go on. So thank you for holding on that. Raul?
Well, I actually wanted to point out, I think you already mentioned it, Janine, that the Mental Health Collaborative is more than just serving our community regarding mental health issues. I think you mentioned that you will help individuals with maybe applying for Medicaid or receiving some type of government benefits, which is great. I actually called the Mental Health Collaborative maybe last week, and they were very attentive. I received a call back within a day, and they were able to point me in the right direction so that my client can get the needs that they wanted and needed, and hopefully call back and get some more help so that she can continue improving in her life. So it was very grateful to reach out to somebody and get a call back.
That's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
It's all working the way it's supposed to. That's a good thing. So the reason that we asked you to come on was really to talk about a speaker series that you had alluded to, that this is a collaborative between the Mental Health Collaborative and the Sunrise Rotary. This is now the third year, and I'm assuming it'll be an annual event. And this year's topic was focused towards the geriatric population, correct? Yes. And you have this great title for this year's event. What is it?
It's The Vibrant Years, Live Well, Age Well.
I love that because so many people think aging means that you're going downhill when it really is and can easily be the vibrant years. Mm-hmm. A little bit of planning, it doesn't take much.
And I don't think we mentioned when the actual event was or where it was going to be.
It's on Friday, May 8th. It's from 9 a.m. to noon. And it's at the Emerson Center, which is at 1590 27th Avenue in Vero Beach.
That is such a great location. It's so comfortable and spacious and very, very nice. Always gives that sensation that it's a brand new building, but it isn't. But it always looks like it.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Nice.
So how many speakers do you believe that they're going to be at the event?
We're going to have 5 speakers. They each will speak about 15 minutes as part of a panel. And then we're going to take a little break and offer some things like chair yoga, that kind of thing, and plus some time for people to go out and visit the vendors so they can gather additional information and get their name in for the raffle. And then we're going to go back and do a question and answer time. So we're going to hand out little index cards and pens as they come in, and then they can write down their questions and then hand them in during the break, or have them and wave them in their hand when they get ready to ask a question, so that people make certain that they get covered what they'd like to hear and learn about.
And that's what I was going to ask. Is there a Q&A section? But that's great that that the people who attend will be able to ask their own questions. Maybe, I've always thought if you share your question, maybe it'll not just help you, but it'll help 3 or 4 other individuals who might have a very similar question.
Exactly. Yeah. As many times you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, shoot, should I ask this question? Does anybody else care about this question? And then all of a sudden somebody across the room asks the same question. And it's like, oh, okay. So it's not just me.
It's valid. It's a valid question.
Yeah.
So there is no cost, correct, for this speaker series? And anyone can attend. The general population is encouraged to come.
Yes.
And of course it's at the college, so it's accessible for wheelchairs and it's very comfortable.
Not the college. It's at the Emerson Center.
Emerson Center.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But it is very much wheelchair accessible because it's just like a nice even floor.
It is. It's a beautiful location. So it's free to attend. And what time would you suggest people start arriving?
I think they should, for me, I'd want to get there by about 8:30 because there are, like I said, 19 vendors. Even though you can see them during the break, you might want to stay in and do some of the chair yoga so you won't have all that time to get out there and get around and visit all the vendors and gather the information that you'd like to. And we are going to offer like a kind of a light breakfast, nothing huge, just like coffee and little snacky things. But so you could maybe partake of that a little bit, and you need to have time to finish that because you can't take that into the facility where the action is. So
understandably.
So yeah, about 8:30 I think would be a good time to get there. We're hoping for a really good crowd. I think they accommodate like 800. I don't think we're going to get there to 800, but
we have a goal. We have a goal. We have a goal.
Hopefully.
But so there'll be plenty of room. If you do get there a little bit late, that's fine. We can slip you in the door. You can get in there and get a seat.
And what are some of the topics that the panels is going to be discussing?
Okay, we have We have Maxine Weber speaking on seniors and scams. There are a lot of different scams out there. I have a friend whose dad in his final years, he had a little problem. He would get those things in the mail that look like checks, and he would actually get on his golf cart and go to the bank and try to cash them, and they would call and say, come get your dad. But they look real. I mean, there's times I've opened them and thought, oh, I wish that was real. I wish I could deposit that in my bank account. And then plus the things just the stuff that you get that look like it's really coming from the organization it says it is. I just in the last few days, and this is not the first time this has happened, I get an email saying that someone is trying to charge buy something at Walmart to an account with my name or with this email on it. And it was like, $500 for a PlayStation 2 or something. And the first time I got it, I called and I said, what is this? What are you talking about? And they said, well, it's under this is the email, and it was under Wilbur Lindsay. I said, well, that's my father, and he's been dead 15 years. I'm pretty sure he's not buying a PlayStation 2. So now I know just to ignore that because it's not real. Because then they say, well, could you give us this information? Nope. No, I can't. They can't give me that information.
These people know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They know how to get you wound up. I think there was a time where my mom got a call from FPL.
Mm-hmm.
Like, FPL, Florida Power and Light. We're going to shut off your light.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, coming back from work, not thinking straight, was like, wait a minute. Starts talking to them. After a few minutes, it was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to play this game. But I mean, look, unfortunately, they are good. They have tricked people, and that's why they're continuing to do these things. I've received emails that look legitimately from banks, and you have to question. Unfortunately, you have to start questioning, certain things because, they could fool us.
Mm-hmm.
What about someone who is elderly? Unfortunately, that does happen.
Well, I am from Ohio, and 3 times in the last month, I have gotten a text that has a warrant on it. Now, mind you, I'm a paralegal in my past life, so that's why I said that. I know what a warrant looks like, and there's no name on it, but it tries to say that it's out of a court out of Columbus, Ohio. And I just reported a scam, and move on. But if I were living in Ohio, especially if I were living in the Columbus area, I might look at that and think,
be responsive, absolutely.
So anyway, but that's one of them.
What are some of the other speakers?
We're going to, the importance of socialization, because, as you get older and maybe you have a little trouble getting around, you might tend to stay in your home. And it's important to get out and be around people. And then healthy eating. Of course, that's important for all of us.
Yes.
Prescription management, because as you get older and you take multiple prescriptions, sometimes if you don't go to the same pharmacy, they don't have record of all of the prescriptions that you're taking, and there might be a difficulty there. You're going to multiple doctors for different things.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with depression, anxiety, and loneliness, and that kind of ties in with that socialization thing. And then solutions to memory and movement challenges.
Nice.
So I think we got some good topics there that
I think so too.
May reach a lot of people or be helpful to a lot of people.
Dinner table topics,
yes.
Truthfully.
No, and I mean, a lot of them are very important. I mean, I think, for example, the importance of socializing. I would say that most people that I deal with, husband and wife, one unfortunately passes away, the other's alone, and now they become more reclusive. So maybe they don't want to go out, or, things that they used to do. Maybe they used to go play golf or something like that, and they don't do those things. It's important for them to continue to socialize, because that also starts going down the path of, dementia possibly, and those things are not great. So it's good for people to stay active and continue to socialize in their community.
Yeah,
we're humans, we're creatures of our habits. And what is the old saying, the longer you stay home, the harder it is to leave home.
Exactly.
And we see that a lot in our senior population. I'm actually going to be part of a group on Thursday talking about isolation, the AAA 2025 initiative, where they were worried about senior isolation, the impact of it, and being involved in your community. Great topics. I have no doubt that anybody who attends on May 8th at the Emerson Center from 8:30 to 1.
Yeah, to 12.
To 12. We'll be walking away with some great information. And, most of us are all guilty of not getting the information we need for whatever our challenges are until the last moment, till that challenge is staring us in the face. And what is the old saying? What is it? An ounce of what is that? An ounce of prevention
is a pound of cure, or something
of that extent.
Yeah, saves a pound of cure or something like that.
But the essential message is get out, get the information, educate yourself. Don't wait till the last moment. Join Kathy and all of the vendors out there, 19 of them, 19 great opportunities to learn something, walk away with something, meet great people from the collaborative and all of our community supporters, and take advantage of it. Because this is something they're going to bring annually. It's going to be an annual topic, and they're looking forward to seeing you. So, Kathy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing
Thank you for
about
coming
this
in.
free event. And hopefully the community will take advantage and see you there.
Hope so. Hope to see them all.
Indeed. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. We'll see you again for the next Silver Lining.